1940s, one of the world's first supercomputers came online. It was called Colossus, and it was so large it took up an entire floor of a building. Today, the modern computer is much more powerful and a lot smaller. In fact, most modern workstations would put old Colossus to shame. We'll find out why in this next report.
As most people know, the growth of the Internet has been phenomenal. According to recent reports, the number of web pages going online should more than double by mid-decade.
This advancement, combined with deployment of more and more web-based e-commerce and e-business applications, is making an impression on companies all around the world.
As a result, it's creating a growing demand for server reliability and data availability in markets big and small. Today, even entry-level servers are forced to keep pace with the Internet. That means making them available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
To be successful on the Internet, you need to offer your customers speed and reliability. RAID's a technology that provides both of those. That's what people want. They want to press the button and have the answer.
In our highly competitive global environment, critical data, no matter what it is, has to be available. If it's not, a company can lose productivity, sales, customers, and eventually revenue. But as critical as they are to daily business, hard drives are the most common failure point in networked computers, one that often results in serious downtime.
Storage is a vulnerable point because of the mechanical nature of the disk drives. Often with server solutions, you see a lot of disk drives attached. Each one is a moving part. So unlike the solid-state electronic components in a server, the disk drives have a greater probability of failure as an individual unit. And when you attach many of them to a server, the total probability of failure goes up considerably.
The issue of data loss has been effectively addressed by a technology called Intelligent RAID. RAID is an acronym. It stands for Redundant Array of Independent Disks. It was originally developed as a way to solve a common problem with many systems. As the quantity of data increased, IT users deploying a greater number of disk drives with each server. As the number of disks increased, so the probability of failure, resulting in lost data and system availability. For many companies, their data is their business. This is a critical requirement because servers are increasingly the place where all their information is stored in one form or another. Development of various kinds of redundant disk arrays started in the late 70s, but the real breakthrough came much later in the form of a Berkeley research project in 1987. In that paper, RAID technology was described first time. The document identified the levels or configurations that are still the standard today. The basic concept behind RAID is called data striping, which is a way of consolidating multiple drives into a single logical storage unit. During the process, each drive's storage sectors are divided into types, which vary in size depending on the application. As a result of striping, among multiple drives, a file can be simultaneously accessed, and that is where the performance gains come from. The process is similar to multitasking in the CPU world. Despite growing importance of data protection on the Internet, a substantial number of entry-level and mid-level servers are not equipped with RAID technology. And according to the experts, that can have a serious impact on a company's bottom line.
RAID protects the data through two primary methods. The first one is redundancy, where two copies of the data are made and put on different disk drives. The second main method is called parity calculations. There's an algorithm, XOR, that's applied to the existing data set, and a set of parity data is generated and written to a single disk drive or a group of disk drives. Now, the result of that is that you can reverse that algorithm to get back the information should a single disk drive in the array fail.